What's up, guys? Road Warrior 627 here, coming at you with part 1B of the double play. But this time we are being joined by the Blue Italian Plays or Joey Martin. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine today, Mr. Road Warrior, and I'm ready to talk some baseball.
Alright, so we got plenty of topics that we didn't touch on yesterday. Yesterday we touched on the Braves, we touched on Kansas City, we touched on Jose Reyes, and we touched on the whole DH business in the National League. Now, what would you like to talk about today, Mr. Blue Italian Plays?
Well, first I want to start off with the AL Central. Well, very hot teams in the AL Central, the White Sox. I want to talk a little bit about the White Sox today, Mr. Road Warrior.
Yeah, so regarding those White Sox, I'm going to pull up the standings right here in a second. They are currently 24-12, so that's like 2-to-1 win-loss ratio. They are 5 games ahead of Cleveland. Kansas City is still under 500. Detroit following them, and Minnesota almost as bad as the Braves. No, they're still tied with Atlanta for absolute shit. So, with the White Sox, obviously they got off to a great start. Their pitching's been really good. Obviously, Sale is doing Chris Sale things. Cleveland, though, does look pretty good. So, Joe, do you think they're going to be able to keep up this hot streak, those White Sox?
Well, the White Sox do look really good with Todd Frazier, and their pitching is just insane. You got Chris Sale and Jose Quintana. They're doing really good. Their ERAs are like under 2. It's crazy, and the whip is like insane. And also, guys, I just want to apologize for Anthony yesterday because he doesn't know what he's talking about and about the Cubs because they're going to be hot all year. Just know that, guys. Just know.
Yeah, I just needed a second host and a blimp, so I got him. Yeah, but Joey, he's the man to talk to if you want to know about baseball. So next, I guess we could talk about your New York Yankees and their current downfall, but they seem like they're getting a little better, a little better at a time. So what do you think the Yankees are doing to get back into it right now?
Well, first of all, their pitching is just horrible. They're not doing anything of any sorts to try even look competitive. But I think the Yankees are going to have their minds made up after the All-Star break. If they want to win that division or they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have it made. And they need to make some moves fast because they can't hit. Half the team is old, so that's all I have to say. They're not doing anything good right now.
Yeah, those Yankees are they're getting a little better. They are getting a little better. They're 6-4 in their last 10. So, it's getting a little better in the Bronx. All right. So next,
Get out of here.
we once again, I got to talk about those Cubs, man. Those Cubs are just insane. That's it. They're just insane. 26-8. 8 losses through the first month and a half of the season is just incredible. And their pitching has been dominant. Their hitting has been fantastic. And 8-2 in their last 10. If they keep that up the whole year, to be honest, I would not be surprised. So those are my thoughts on those Cubbies. Now, we also have to talk about another shit team right here. And we kind of brought them up yesterday, but I would like to talk to Joe about it. Houston and the LA Angels. What are they doing wrong?
Well, I don't know. It seems to be that maybe they had so high expectations going into 2016, saying that they're going to have some good records and stuff. I don't know. Like, nothing. No one's hitting on the Angels except Mike Trout. And I don't know. The Angels, the pitching staff is literally dead. And it's nothing to say about the Astros. They just can't do anything right. And as I said before, I think it's high expectations on both of those teams to win that division. But to be honest, my favorite to win the AL West is the Mariners or the Texas Rangers. Watch out for those teams.
Yeah, well, they are leading it right now. They are 1-2 right now with the Mariners on top. So, with Houston, it's kind of surprising because Houston, believe it or not, by 3 of the 4 major sports sites, including Fox, Sports Illustrated, they were favored to win the World Series this year. Favored with Altuve, everybody else. It's just surprising.
What is this camera view? Oh.
Yeah, Joe's playing MLB The Show in the background right now between Seattle and the Yankees. Obviously, the Yankees are his team. All right. Any more topics you want to talk about, Joe?
Yeah, I want to talk about my second favorite team, which is the Cleveland Indians, who looks like they're a little bit over 500, I believe. But they're hitting good. They're hitting bombs. They're in second place in the AL Central. Who would figure that? With Kansas City, Detroit, and Minnesota, I would expect Cleveland to drop off. But they were favored to win the division this year too, I think, by MLB.com. But I like the Indians. They can hit and they can pitch. There's no excuses this year if the Indians don't do anything.
That's very true. There are no excuses. They have everything that they need. We'll bring up the NL West here just for a second since I'm on them. They're really just not that good. I mean, San Francisco and LA have won their last 2 or 3. Colorado's won their last 2 or 3. Obviously, they just beat the Mets last night 5-2 because of our next topic that I will touch on because it's very personal to me. But the NL West is going to have to pick it up if they want to be contenders in the postseason. Obviously, San Francisco, the 2-year trend, 2010, 12, 14. If they could keep that up, they do need to get better. And my last major topic is a topic that is very, very passionate to me. What the fuck is Matt Harvey doing? Matt Harvey is absolute shit right now. It's sad. It's making me sad. Normally it just makes me pissed off when my team doesn't do well, but now it's actually making me sad. And there's only one problem he's got. It's not holding runners on like Syndergaard. It's not really even velocity issues. I mean, it's been like down a mile an hour from last year, but it's still really good. If you saw yesterday's background of MLB The Show, you noticed that me and Anthony were pitching each other very low. That characteristically is what Matt Harvey does. He's keeping the ball up, and it's killing him. His slider is not good up. It doesn't work. His fastball is hittable up there. If he could get his pitches down, he'll be back to the Matt Harvey we know and love. But until then, he's going to be like 15-15 Matt Harvey, or 12-12 Matt Harvey, or maybe even like 10-12 Matt Harvey. He's 3-5 right now with an ERA of like 5. I mean, that's just on a Mets pitching staff, which is the best in the league. I mean, you expect everyone to be good, but it's strange.
Andrew, I want to have a counterclaim with what you just said, best pitching staff in the league. Can we just take a look at the Chicago fucking Cubs? Even though I hate the Cubs to death, and I would rather watch a Mets game than a Cubs game, but you have to give the Cubs credit. They're just like Kansas City last year. All they do is hit the ball. It doesn't matter about home runs. They just hit the ball in the field, and they get base hits and score runs. That's why they're scoring like 9 runs, 10 runs. Then they have the best pitchers in the goddamn fucking league. And Harvey, you said he's leaving the ball up. He has no pitch control on where he's throwing the ball. So it's a shame, man. The Mets, I think they're still going to win the division over the Nationals, who I think is going to drop after the All-Star. Get out of this park. Get out. Yeah, it's a home run. All right, well, yeah, I do think the Nationals are going to drop by the end of the All-Star break. I really do.
Well, I do expect them to do it because they did it last year, and history does repeat itself. But as you said, that's what the Mets have to do. They need to put the ball in play. They can't worry about just hitting home runs. And as far as pitching, I still do think they have the best staff in the league. What the Cubs got? Arrieta, Lester, maybe one other good guy.
Yeah.
The other two are not dominant. You wouldn't be surprised if a Mets pitcher threw a no-hitter on any night. So, I mean, Mats is obviously injured this week. He's going to come back next week. But Syndergaard and DeGrom, man, they are just fucking incredible. And Cologne still gets it done, even though he didn't get it done last time. But he still does get it done. He still has a good ERA.
Guys, one more team that I really do want to talk about with their red-hot, explosive offense, and they could score like 10 to fucking 13 runs an inning, is the Boston Red Sox, who don't seem to be stopping anytime soon, even though David Price has some issues. It's not about the pitching staff. They can let up like 8 runs, but they'll cover that. They got Hanley, Big Poppies last year, who's bombing homers. Everyone seems to be hitting on that team, and it's just crazy to me that I'm a Yankees fan, and you know how Yankee fans are supposed to hate Red Sox fans. I never hated the Red Sox. I can stand them, but I kind of like them this year. I really do. They're hitting all over the place, and it's just crazy to me.
Yeah, well, a lot of people thought that the Red Sox were going to do some good things this year, and they are definitely exceeding those expectations. They're not just meeting them, they're exceeding those expectations. They are doing incredible right now, those Boston Red Sox. And even though as a Met fan, a New York fan, I hate you to death, I got to respect what you're doing. All those runs you're putting up is incredible. Let's see if we could get their run differential? I don't know if we can get their run differential. I have it on Bleacher Report. We could check that in a second, but I believe that's all the topics we're going to be talking about today on the double play, as we have some more MLB The Show action in the background there. Let's just see if I could get Boston's run differential right now versus runs gave up and runs scored. There we go. Here's the standings. Pull this over. Boston has a plus 57 run differential. They by far have scored the most runs in baseball. By far. The next best is the Cubs with 205. They have 253. 253 runs scored in mid-May, excuse me. But that's incredible. They're 40 more runs ahead of everybody else. Those Red Sox are putting up big numbers. All right, Joe, any final thoughts on today's episode?
Well, yes, one final thought is I'm winning right now in MLB The Show. And second, watch out for those Red Sox and watch out for those Yankees, who I think will get their asses out of heads out of their asses and start playing some actual fucking baseball. But until then, Road Warrior, take it away.
Yep, and there's nothing much to be said right now. We've covered just about everything we were going to cover. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next installment of the Double Play. Next week's Friday episode will be the 2016 Preakness Preview. We're going to see if Nyquist can duplicate his Derby performance to take a shot at the Triple Crown. Thanks for seeing you guys. See you in the next video. Peace.